Back approximately 8 or 9, maybe even 10 months ago, my dryer went out. Let's talk about that. Let's say 10 months. So for the last 10 months, we've been hanging the clothes up to dry. And actually through the summer, it was like a godsend. I got a clothesline, I got some racks. I didn't really need a dryer unless it rained, because Mother Nature took care of it perfectly for me. Well, now that winter's back in, I'm noticing how much trouble I had when the dryer first went out, because it was wintertime as well. And it is a pain in the butt. Clothes still dry, but it takes longer. And if you cook anything, we dry our clothes in the kitchen. It's easier to dry in there. If you cook anything in the kitchen, the smell of what you're cooking kind of gets on the clothes. So I gave my dryer another shot. I opened it up and looked at it. Now, before I go any further, let me tell you, when the dryer first broke down, my son and I looked all through the dryer trying to find the problem. I helped my father years ago when I was a younger man, work on dryers. So I learned just a little bit from him. And so I pretty much did what I was taught. I went through all the different things in my dryer with this meter that used to belong to my father, which is possibly maybe as old as I am. And I checked out all the points that possibly could be wrong that make your dryer not heat. And I was convinced that it's inside the panel. Which, if it was, there's nobody I can't fix that. My father could, but I couldn't. And I was about ready to check the panel, but you know what? Like I told the wife at the time, I can't find out where it's coming from. I can't find out what's wrong. And if it's the panel, no sense even looking, because there's no way I can fix that. Which is probably going to need a new dryer. Now, my dad could fix things like that. Me, no. There's no way in hell. So this time, just the other day, I want to recheck myself. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I had my son, I check, key check, and we went through all the things. Seeing if this is getting voltage. Fine. This is getting voltage. Fine. And then we get to the coils. Okay, now we checked that last time. We pulled out the coils, we looked at it, looked it over, everything looked fine. Like, well, it's not the coils. Now that's what we did last time. This time we pulled it out. And I said, Justin, let's get as much bright light on this as we can. Let's look at it. And I looked at it first. I said, I can't see anything wrong. Then I went ahead and went to the other room. When I went into the other room, my son's like, Dad, found it. Now, when we checked this the last time, this was still hooked up perfectly like that. And we couldn't tell. It all looked perfectly fine. But that's what it is. It's broke off right there. And we checked the last time, it looked perfectly fine. But there's my problem, guys. I need a coil. And my dryer should work again. Now, my father could actually fix this. I've seen him do it before without actually buying another one. My father had a way of fixing that, pretty much anything. But I even if I want to fix it like my father, because I know how he fixed it, there's no way in hell I'd do that. It could be a fire hazard. You know, my father trusted in his work, and I trusted in my father's work, but I don't trust in me fixing something like that, no. So guys, that's it right there. I was actually happy. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's the darn coil. Why didn't I see that last time? I didn't even notice it. Neither did my son. And we looked at it real good last time. Says, this looks fine. Put it back in the dryer. I was convinced it was the circuit board up where the knobs and stuff are. And I was convinced it was that. And if it was, I don't know how to fix that. No, I have no clue how to fix something like that. But is the elements. Now, what causes these things to burn out is simple. You don't clean out your dryer vent. If you don't clean out your dryer as well, that stuff gathers up. When it gathers up, it makes it hard for it to get air. And it gets hot in there and burns them things out. And thank God it did, because if it didn't, it could have caused a fire. Big time. Now, I was concerned because my meter was really old, you know. Here's the meter. It may be as old as I am. I really have no idea what age this is. I do know my dad had it since I was a kid, and when he passed on, it became mine. And I was sure, I wasn't for sure if it actually even worked. It's been a while since I used it, but it still works. It may not be your up-to-date one that goes beep. I wish I had one of them, but you know, and I never bought one through the years because I never needed to use one. This is actually this. Okay, I did work on a dryer and a washer one other time after my father passed, and the only thing I did to the other dryer was I had to reline it and put a belt on it. You know, and I did a lot of work on washers, but I never had to do any of this since my father passed away. I mean, the last time we replaced coils and stuff like that, shoot, I was what, about 24 years old? 23, 24? So there you guys got it, okay? Now, when I go ahead and put on the new Element, which I'm hoping I don't have to pay any more than $35 for, but when I put the new one on, I'll go ahead and show you guys, you know? I'll go ahead and make a video out of it. It might be kind of cool. See, I thought at first these look burnt, but they're not. And it's just that one piece that's broken off. Where's that one piece again? Oh yeah, it's over on this end. And when I checked this the first time, I wasn't able to tell. No, it looked perfectly fine. So this time, I lit up a light, and we was looking underneath it, and I was like, hey, I'll be right back. So I went into the other room to grab something. When I got in there, Justin's like, Dad, found it. It was like Christmas. When he showed me, I was like, oh my gosh, there's the problem. Now I just gotta get 35 bucks and get a new one. So hopefully within the next week or two, I'll be able to do my laundry using a dryer again. It's been so long, gosh. You know, but you know, come this summer, I won't use a dryer. When it's a beautiful hot day, Mother Nature will take care of it. But until then, I'll be happy to have a dryer. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And we will catch you tomorrow. Yeah. So come on. Let's get out of here. Hopefully hanging these on a rack would be a thing of the past once I get that dryer running.